sure. And this is going to be interesting because Elevate is looking to eye on a victory once and for all. Because they have been sitting at the very bottom of the leaderboards right now. So definitely they have to step up their game here up against Alter Ego. And Alter Ego, on the other hand, they might be having a setback because BKZ will not be playing. But 94, let's not forget, definitely could fill in that spot big time for their team. So definitely Elevate, their mindset is, you know, they just have to win this. They just have to get more victories because if they don't, definitely the road from day number 5 and day number 6 will be harder for them.
For sure. So we'll see what the compositions would look like. Gengar is definitely new, but Mimikyu will be locked in instead along with the Miraidon. So very standard first 2 picks here by Alter Ego. They have a front line, they have a damage dealer for AE side. As for Elevate, they're going for a lot more towards that defensive first 3 picks here with the Zacian, with a Clefable, and the Trevenant.
Yeah, and I love this Clefable actually. We've been talking about this a while ago during off stream because by not having Hoopa, having the hyperspace will definitely, it would be a critical situation for the teams to pick up their supporter because Hoopa is one of the most picked supporters in the game. If not Hoopa, it's gonna be an Eldegoss, it's gonna be, oh my god! We're gonna be seeing a Phantom Force actually because hyperspace hold is not gonna be available in this one.
Yeah. So
quite amazed actually.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about like how this would, in terms of the composition for Alter Ego, right? Because the elevator is definitely one of the bigger aspects and one of the pros of why you want to have a Hoopa in your composition. So not having that hyperspace hole available for your team and not having that elevator would put like a huge punch and a thorn on your side for Alter Ego's composition. But nevertheless, I'm loving how Mimikyu, how Miraidon has been locked in alongside with the Snorlax and Garchomp because these 4 Pokemon still has that huge impact.
So we might be seeing Trick replacement with the hyperspace hold, and that's going to be Phantom Force if I'm not mistaken, but we'll get to see that one later on. And I'm quite curious here because like to tell you, they still have the XP share for Ikura, so definitely that will be an SP attack Hoopa playing for Alter Ego. So definitely quite curious how can they make utilize of this Hoopa, and we're gonna be seeing wonders and magic here, Infinity.
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely is magic. I mean, imagine just having like a Hoopa once again coming down into a composition wherein there is a lot of limitations for that. So I'm really excited how Alter Ego will be able to adapt into that situation, because if there's any team who's able to do that, it can be Alter Ego can match that up. You know what? No hyperspace hole, no worries. The important part is you also have that unite move to be able to capitalize down the road as well in mid to late game.
This is Alter Ego for everyone, right? Like, they have been together since day number 1. They really do trust each other, and they are just full of surprises. They just overpower everyone else, and definitely this would be the same case up against Elevate. So definitely the question is, can they really take advantage of this one, knowing that they are a very aggressive team at the whole duration of the 10 minutes. So definitely it's just a question mark that will they be able to punish Elevate from start to finish of this series.
For sure. So we'll see. I'm really expecting a lot of things for Elevate as well. There is a time for them to really push the limits of what they could do. Now is the time up against Alter Ego. Considering that I believe Alter Ego, in terms of that leaderboard as well, really wants and needs this win in terms of securing that top 8 spot. Because right now, the dangerous position of the leaderboard in terms of these teams would be Blacklist, Alter Ego, and Evo's Onyx.
Oh yeah, for sure, because every win does count here, especially if you do drop your series. If you get a victory, definitely that's an additional, an additional point coming in from the total accumulated points that your team can actually have. So definitely everything is important here, and you know, it's just doing the basics math here.
Yeah, it's just basic math.
Is that really basic if you compute the score differential? I'm not quite sure.
Oh, let's not talk about differential.
Oh yeah.
It's Pokemon Unite, bro.
Oh yeah. But you know, points comes in, my guy. But look at this pressure coming in from the side of Alter Ego. They are known for being aggressive, just like what I've said a while ago, and they are making it sure that it's very available in their favor. They got 2 knockouts from that team battle actually, but no point conversion as of now.
Yeah, for sure. So now it's all about just buying time here, especially considering for Ego. I think both these teams in general are quite strong already at the 2 minute mark of the game. So not really all about that playing of time and playing patiently and playing really scared in the early game. It's all about just finding these plays and having that numbers advantage and finding the right opportunity for them to be able to have that advantage. Just like
I
that.
am. Oh, that's a big advantage, actually. But Mike, to tell you, they also have a Maridon here on the side of Alter Ego, so definitely when it comes to late game execution, they would be really having a favorable response here. Look at that. Lewis was forced to back away, and Tempest taken out on that battle. And, you know, it's just a matter of defense here for Miva. But Elevate, so far, they're still looking good here. But anytime soon, Alter Ego could definitely flip the tables, knowing that they have a Garchomp and a Maridon on their pocket.
So now, Elevate currently sitting at a decent lead. It's still just 25 points, but it is a really good sign for them. Just stacking up on those Altaris Walu's, gaining those XPs and points. Unfortunately, so you also have Alter Ego that, as we have mentioned, even despite having this decent power spike coming down in the 2 minute mark for both these teams, Alter Ego is playing very safe.
Yeah, very safe. And they just want guarantees, actually, right now. And look at this, speaking of the guarantees, they're just gonna secure this Regirock with a trade. They don't contest the Regieleki, actually. So it's just a matter of trading objectives here. They played out all safe, and they know that the gold zone all the way to the top path will be taken out anytime soon. So nothing much of an overcap there. That's just around single-digit overcap. So not gonna be a big threat for Alter Ego to catch up later on. So definitely they're just chill. They're just doing their job here, and Elevate keeps on marching forward and applying more pressure.
Yeah. And now Alter Ego just found the right opportunity there to put down the Clefable. And this is what Alter Ego wants, right? Just because they have so much mobility as well. With the Mimikyu that can go in for the Shadow Sneak, Garchomp that can go in for the close of a distance in terms of that skill set. Really strong. And they have the Hoopa. We have to take note of that in terms of that Unite move. If ever it comes online, it will be very important to Alter Ego's win.
Oh yeah, very important right now, but look at that Livid Outrage. It's gonna hit two members of Elevate, but the Psychic Solaire would be there to safeguard the lives of Elevate Unite. But Ice would be there to block the pathway as well for Elevate in order to elevate their strategies here. So definitely that was just a play-safe tactic for Alter Ego in order to prevent everyone else from marching forward at the side of Elevate. But might to tell you, there's still another path here, and Miva trying its best to secure a knockout. But sad to say, it's just a Swablu's landing in his favor.
For sure. It's just a couple of more points, a couple of more XPs. This is really important for Alter Ego. I think it will be Mimikyu and Garchomp that has that high priority as well in terms of tanking the front lines and dealing a bit of damage. And you also have Biraidon as well to be that dependency. So Alter Ego really just putting a lot of their eggs into these Pokemon to be able to scale and to be able to reach that point wherein they're going to be very strong. If you're comparing to the likes of Ice, that is only sitting at level 9, they really want to put those XPs into those big hitters.
Yeah, for sure. They really want that XP to be maximized out immediately. But I might to tell you, both objectives would be spawning once again at the same time. And the prioritization still, it's very stable for Alter Ego. But, you know, it's a little bit of a tweaking here. They really do have to contest the Regieleki. They score. They're not going to be scoring that goal, actually. What a beautiful defensive mechanism coming in from the Espeon. That Dragon Claw, but the Psychic Solaire! It's going to be there as well to take out the knockout in their favor. But play with me. This will pop up as well. 94 is still taking out the sword.
Yeah. And now Alter Ego is still just trying to hold their breaths, trying to defend. It's very unfortunate because if there is a space hole, it will be very easy for them to gain those quick responses. But now Ring Sundown used up.
Oh, this is going to be the response that they need, actually. But Tempest is just chilling all the way into the tall grass. They have to contest this Regice once and for all. But Tempest, somewhat missing in action, but the Phantom Force is going to be pop up as well. And Ikura doing its best, its job for their team. And look at that, objective will still land in the hands of Alter Ego, despite of the contest that Elevate did. That was actually a phenomenal rings and bound in order for them to secure it.
For sure. And now with that quick response, they're able to at least gain a couple of points here. 85 points already for Alter Ego. Still a massive difference, however, up against Elevate at this point in time. But this is a little bit of a better stature from what we have seen in the prior minutes, in the first couple of minutes into the matchup, wherein Elevate has just completely dominated this. And now the Shadow Sneak. This is just a big aspect of things for Alter Ego, that huge amount of distance closer that their composition has innately.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, look at that heavy slam. It's gonna land here. But Junior Absent is just playing around some time here. Actually does have a lot of company on their favor. And look at that. Oh, what a sword charging in at the side of Miva. And they managed to take down 2 members here from Alter Ego, making sure that they can secure the Regieleki from the top path that is 5 seconds away to respawn here. So definitely members from Elevate will just try to zone out everyone. And look at that little Fable all the way from the other side of the map. He has that follow me very ready in order for them to secure more objectives.
Yeah. And now Elevate still just holding their position here. They have the Regieleki as well to put down pressure onto the top side of the map, wherein Alter Ego has to put down Mimikyu and Garchomp to be able to defend. So there is not enough time for them to gain a good position in the Rayquaza pit, wherein Elevate has already found their spot, has already found their position into this next objective fight.
Yeah, for sure. They really do have to find their position, their footing, because that's going to be the most crucial point here. But Alter Ego right now is the ones applying the pressure. They know that they need the Rayquaza up until this point, and they're going to be starting things very, very early here. But look at that. Tempest pinch at the pillars of the rock all the way from the tall grass. So that's a -1 already coming to the side of Elevate, and that follow me will be baiting out every single members of Alter Ego. But look at that damage charge beam all the way into the back line. Elevate is just running away for their lives, but that Psychic Slayer won't have that much value coming in from their team. But the Queen has landed already here, gets one immediately on their favor, but the trade is looking good for Alter Ego. Phantom Forest to buy some time. Tempest ready to save the day, but this is just a beautiful execution from Alter Ego.
They still have Trevenant. They still have Espeon. Espeon needs to be in the Rayquaza pit to be able to go in to try and attempt for that steal. Alter Ego, can you do it? Rayquaza down to 1 HP, and it will be AE who takes the Rayquaza in their favor.
That was a phenomenal execution coming in from Alter Ego, being super aggressive all the way into the Rayquaza pit at the very start of the final stretch, making sure that they have a big amount of advantage when it comes to position. And right now, Elevate keeps on collapsing even further in this game.
Yeah, and that was just so close there. But one team fight alone for Alter Ego change things up. They're too tanky, they have so much distance closer, and this is what we mentioned a while. It's all about putting all their investments onto Garchomp, onto Mimikyu, and Miraidon. And after that, it will be an easy breeze for Alter Ego to take on the huge amount of damage and to take on a huge amount of threat up against Elevate.
Oh, look at that raise and bound. Oh, there goes the hole. And a lot of people, a lot of members of Alter Ego is just dunking their points all the way into the last investment of Elevate. And there is just no one who can stop them. Quintessendent will be popped off, but he gets taken out of the story as well. And Alter Ego takes game number 1 in this series.
Yeah, whoa, what a game. What a game on our hands. And I'm really excited to see like what the graph would look like, because ultra at that, Elevate was at an advantage every single bit up until like 2 minutes left into the game, wherein Alter Ego came back. So it's just so good of a storyline in game number 1 between these two teams battling it off against each other. But for some reason, despite, you know, the limitations of the Hoopa this time around, Alter Ego was able to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal execution, right? Because here's the thing. Elevate, they have a good draft here, but I don't know, they're just dominating community voice here, actually.
I love that. I love it. Keep on coming. I mean, we're accepting, or we're welcoming every single one of the viewers and the community watching at home right now, and really being a fan of Pokemon Unite overall. And now we're jumping into game number 2. Very, very swiftly.
Yeah, very swiftly. And we don't have Psyduck available once again for both teams. Same thing with the Mimikyu, and you gotta respect that Blissey. So definitely, again and again, the supporter pool is getting very narrowed down, and I think Eldegoss and Clefable once again might be seen here, unless we might be seeing a Mr. Mime here.
Could possibly be, but I don't think like Mr. Mime has seen a huge lot of plays so far recently. In the recent days, so I'm really curious if it is going to go up. But Alter Ego with the Leafeon and then the Miraidon, now Elevate with the Umbreon open is going to pick that up. So a lot of that defensive capability once again for Elevate in their first 3 picks, and Alter Ego still looking for the frontliner so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really do need a frontliner here because you don't have all rounders right now. So really interesting. Okay, they got the Serena. Actually, a good pick, high damage dealing. And Alter Ego once again locks in the Hoopa. We were talking about a while ago that, it was Elevate controlling the game first 8 minutes and everything shifted on the final stretch. But how can they possibly make it work twice here? That's the big question here. Because Ikura was, struggling a little bit during the first 8 minutes of the game in their team in general. But let's see what would be the resolution after that game. Actually, this is quite interesting for Alter Ego sticking to their main game plan.
Yeah, for sure. Is it going to work once again? What we have seen prior, because it's just very difficult for them, especially having like the Hoopa once more with not its full capability into the game. But the Rinse Unbound definitely is just that big impactful thing that I believe is what Alter Ego is really banking on. Just that constant huge response, especially coming down into the early game, that you have that quick maneuverability. If ever you want to go for that surprise attack, if ever you want to go for that side lane dunk as well, to sneak away, to garner more points, that definitely could help you out. So I think that could still be beneficial for Alter Ego.
Oh yeah, for sure. And one thing that another benefit here for Alter Ego is the way that they stick into their lineup. They also have the Crosshill right now together with Leafeon. So their lineup right now is really balanced, if I have to describe it, because they have all roles filled in, and they have an early game damage, which is the Leafeon, that could actually, do the setups for their team and wait for that Serena to evolve into its maximum potential. But mind to tell you, there's also a mirror matchup here for Elevate. They also have the Absol, a very good pickup in terms of early game that could deal a lot of damage as well. So it's just a matter of fact who would get the head starter here. Definitely would be the ones to control the 8 minute duration of the game, and it's just back and forth play time in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's all about playing time. So we'll see if we can once again experience Alter Ego taking the win with the limited from that situation. So I'm really excited. But the thing is, Elevate, once again, they're banking on the Absol, they're banking on the Umbreon. These are huge early game hitters, and they also have another Evolution in their favor as well. So expecting a lot of that early game pressure that they're gonna go for against Alter Ego. Because the thing is, it was them who won the early game advantage in the prior matchup, so might as well just go back, just go all in that situation. Early to the late game, they get so much advantage that Alter Ego has to put that pressure instead of them.
Yeah, I mean, Elevate just had to hold on firm into the lead that they're trying to build, especially on the early stages of the game. So it's just a matter of fact of maintaining the lead. So definitely we'll see if Elevate could actually fix that issue that they faced a while ago. So right now they're going to be fighting over the birds here, these Swablu's and Altarius, and that's actually a total victory for Elevate, might to tell you, not giving enough space for Alter Ego to get that.
Yeah, for sure. And at this stage, you have the Espeon, you have the Umbreon, you have the Absol already. So now we to see how Elevate have to really just go and roam around the map, just go and put that huge impact surprise attacks. Alter Ego still able to get that trade in.
Wow, and phenomenal execution right coming in from their team. It's just Lewis left alone here. Those side shocks gonna be very efficient here, but not gonna be quite enough for them to take the knockout that they really want to. And Junior absent here, trying to advance even further, support his teammates, making sure that they charge more even further. But there's another trade here for Alter Ego happening at the top side of the map.
Yeah, and they're going in for the middle of the map. They're going in for the Swablu's and Altarias, but Alter Ego has that first touch on it as well, so Elevate can't do nothing from that perspective. Now, a while ago, for Alter Ego, it was the Garchomp, it was the Mimikyu, and I believe it was the Miraidon as well who had that funneling, who had that huge investments for Alter Ego at a cost of Snorlax and their supporter in XPs and points. And in this case, for Alter Ego, it will be a similar fashion as well. But this time, it will be Leafeon, it will be Serena, and Miraidon who gets those investments.
Oh, Lewis has to sneak in all the way into the Rock Tomb, but Akura will use the X-Scissor to safeguard the life of Xingdi, but Xingdi still will be taken out of the story. And by the way, you see the QR code all the way to the right side of our live stream. Make sure to scan it and participate into our giveaways for Pokemon Unite Asia Champions League. And I would like to stand corrected. A while ago, it was not Side Shock, it was actually stored power that the Espeon has. So let's go back into the ball game. That's an objective take coming in from Elevate, and as well as Alter Ego.
Yeah. But for now, it's very, very close, and a huge disparity from what we have seen in game number 1, where it was Elevate who had that massive lead, not this time around. Alter Ego is playing it towards that early game as well. They're playing a little bit of that. A little bit of a glass cannon comp, just because you have the Serena, Leafeon, Miraidon, and they only have like Crustle to be their frontliners and to be their sponge. Hoopa can't do nothing as well in terms of giving that extra boost, in terms of giving that extra sustain. So it's all eyes on Ikura on how he can impact that front line later on.
Oh, Queen's Ascendant to seal Neva away, and that's actually a beautiful execution from Alter Ego, and they're going to be applying the pressure here all the way into the top path, and Black is left alone with the Emerald two-step. It's going to land and take the knockout here, but Lewis with the Psychic Solaire being able to buy some time to get a bit of mean look here at the side of Elevate. But the question is, can they take the knockouts? Serena was taken down into the question, but 3 members left from Alter Ego, and they managed to lock in eyes with a mean look, and that's actually phenomenal bounce back from Elevate.
Yeah, absolutely amazing there coming in from Elevate, and so far both these teams have one tier 1 goal zone each, which is really, really strong to start things off. But now it's still AE who has that 30-point lead up against Elevate, so it's all about playing those defense. It's all about keeping that advantage alive, keeping that advantage and balloon it into a and significant lead up against your opponent at this stage. The Reggie sides, the Reggie top and the Reggie bottom will come out shortly, and Alter Ego, I believe, would have that priority onto the Reggie bottom.
Oh yeah, for sure. They need those buffs to maintain their lead actually in terms of scoring. So definitely that's what they want. But on the other hand, Elevate really just wants to get this Regieleki to make it a diversion play coming in from their team. But look at that Midnight Slash! Almost takes down Xingdi, but the Queen's Ascendant will be there for the counterattack. So that's actually even things up, and very huge factor. A lot of things were invested, but on the top side of the map, that's gonna be the Zacian taken out. It's gonna be the Espeon. Psychic Solaire was not invested, sad to say, but Junior Absent was ready for the trade, and they have to watch out for that goal zone. But Regieleki still, you know, taken into the story here. Let's not forget it. But why pressure here for Alter Ego is still available, but might to tell you, it's gonna be Elevate getting the objective still.
Yeah, Elevate will be able to take it down, and with Crustle gone, Alter Ego has to retreat back into the tier 2 goal zone. They just have to play it defense. It's Arena patting himself down into the bottom pad as well. It's all about playing those defense, all about playing those goalkeeper, but Serena can't do it itself. And now they have to put Crustle down there, but it's a 2v5. Can they make it out alive?
Oh, this is going to be very tough for Alter Ego, but the Psychic Solaire was pop up here on the side of Elevate. But look at that. That Absol was taken away from the story, and Xingdi is trying to chase against Lewis, and he gets the 2 knockouts coming in from their team, and Junior Absent is not looking good as well coming into this team fight. They denied the goal once again.
That is massive. That is huge coming in. But we'll see as Elevate tries to answer back. Absol gets a KO here, and Alter Ego is a number advantage.
Midnight Slash was invested immediately here, but Zire all the way into the backline, ready to deal some damage here. And Tempest tries to steal a member here with a mean look, but look at that Unite move from Ikura would give it up ample shields coming in from their team in order to block everyone else who's going to be defending the goal zones from Elevate, and Alter Ego converted a humongous amount of goals here.
And now they will be at a good stature at this point. Alter Ego already at 130-point lead up against Elevate. So now it's all about stacking up points, stacking up a little bit of AO's energy to be able to come down into the 2-minute mark and gain a lot of extra points to dunk. And the Elevate, I think, needs to put that pressure in. They went in for a full early game comp that did not see the light of success. And now Alter Ego still finding a couple of advantage here with Reggie Steele for that extra buff.
Oh, this is going to be very tough for Elevate. They have an additional attack and special attack here. So definitely Alter Ego, you know, just play it all out, invest all out their attacks, and do not play tag while they have this kind of buff. But the Psychic Solaire once again will be popped off. But Zation taken away out of the story here. And look at that. Everyone from Elevate is just pinched down all the way to the corner. And it is just the supporters and the defenders left alone. And Zero definitely will take everyone down. And Alter Egos had a beautiful shot here at the Shiny Rayquaza.
Yeah, and now the Rayquaza will be uncontested. You have Umbreon just sitting on the sidelines with Tempest trying to go for it, but it will be Alter Ego who secures it. They will get the Rayquaza in 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, for sure. And right now, Alter Ego has to score these goals immediately. But look at the defense coming here from Elevate. They're just forcing their way. What a brute force method. But sad to say, that's not going to be enough though. But Blank making sure to safeguard another goal zone here all the way to the bottom path. So if Elevate could actually go for a sneak here, comeback is still possible.
Yeah, comeback is definitely still possible for them. But at this stage, I think Alter Ego just has it in the bag. They have a lot of 50-point stacked upon each and every single one of these players as well, while Elevate doesn't really have any points stacked up. So in terms of that calculation, if you're wanting to speak quick maths,
yeah,
I don't think it's going to be possible anymore.
Oh yeah, for sure, especially that we only have less than a minute here, and look at that, everyone still has their Rayquaza, but Queen's Ascendant is going to pop up as well, and that Umbreon would be taken down immediately from the store, and Miva just going to be running away for his life, and every single members of Elevate is going to be knocked out here, because Z-Ray all the way to the back line, very powerful, eliminating everyone, and it is just full prowess from Alter Ego as they take this series up against Elevate. Alter Ego climbing up, and Elevate still stuck at the bottom of our leaderboards.
Yeah, for sure. But what a game. Alter Ego just stuck into their Hoopas and still able to really just make it work despite, you know, the limitations. And I guess that just speaks a lot of volume for Alter Ego and how they're really capable and how they're adaptable into those situations and take those wins in their favor. And now that just puts them at a better situation, at a better standing in the whole leaderboard.
Yeah, Alter Ego, very phenomenal victory, you know, advancing into the leaderboards, getting their momentum back on track, because as far as I know, they do have another game later on that's going to be up against BRU, so definitely this is a good momentum that they are riding, knowing that BRU lost against Talon during match number 2, so definitely they're much more confident heading towards their game later on against BRU, and, you know, it's just Alter Ego evolving even further despite BKZ missing in action.
Yeah, and I think that is just a really good state for Alter Ego taking that win, because that puts them a little bit more towards the top 6 spots, and I think that secures them a little bit more hope into getting into the top 8, because the thing is, it's a long way to go for Mir and Sajong and Elevate to be able to reach that point to bring them down. So I think Alter Ego is already in a good state for them to be in here in the group stage.
Yeah, and that's additional 3 points. So as far as I know, they do have 8 or 7. So definitely they are already on a double digit, and they have